I had to, do my own research as to why I felt cheated. So I had to do my own research because you can't just put me in front of 74 million viewers and then cheat me in front of a girl after I beat 3 dudes from Harlem and then I lose to a girl that was worse than the 3 dudes from Harlem. It wasn't adding up. It had to be something fishy going on. And it was people in my own circle that had something to do with it, along with the fact that she was a girl, along with the fact that AJ knew her father and he wasn't there. There's a lot of shit that people ain't know behind the scenes that I had to find out. What's good is Skeem, skillfully killing everything evolving musically, coming soon on all streaming platforms. Oh well, it's skillfully killing everything evolving musically, and it was a self-given name. I pretty much came up with the name because I felt like this is a tough industry to break in, and I felt like I had to scheme my way in. Basically, yes, I was a champion on Freestyle Friday. That was a great experience. Shout out to BET. Shout out to Free. That was a real dope experience. It gave me a lot of exposure. I was battle rapping. So I started off battle rapping before I started making music. And basically, I took what I knew from what I was doing outside in the streets and I just applied it to mainstream television. I came in it with the same mindset of, destruction, winning, destroying my opponent. That's what, you go into battle rap for, right? The first week, it was M bars. He choked. Second week, it was someone I knew. Shout out to Dot Ones. He went on to be a part of Kill All Rats. Shout out to Fat Joe, Pistol Pete, and them. Dot Ones. Shout out to him. I don't know, what he doing right now, but shout out to him. He was my second week. My third week, I battled a dude named Woozy Woo. Everybody I battled was from Harlem too, and I didn't want to do it because I'm from Harlem, so I didn't want to kill my own, Harlem, neighbors. But I had to do what I had to do, and that's who they kept sending me. So M Bars was my first week, Dot Ones, and Woozy Woo, and then it's speculated, but a lot of people feel like my fourth week they jerked me to a girl from Jersey, and her name was Jazz. After that, we ain't really had too much from her. But, I really know I had to, do my own research as to why I felt cheated. So I had to do my own research because you can't just put me in front of 74 million viewers and then cheat me in front of a girl after I beat 3 dudes from Harlem and then I lose to a girl that was worse than the 3 dudes from Harlem. It wasn't adding up. It had to be something fishy going on. And it was people in my own circle that had something to do with it, along with the fact that she was a girl, along with the fact that AJ knew her father and he wasn't there. There's a lot of shit that people ain't know behind the scenes that I had to find out. They told me in the third week they said they was gonna bring her my third week. Then they said, nah, we got her in Spring Bling. I'm like, what y'all mean y'all got her in Spring Bling? If I'm the champion, what the fuck she doing in Spring Bling for? So basically, y'all built the relationship with that girl, brought her back to me, had her battle me, gave it to her. She wound up going in the Hall of Fame. It don't matter if she won or not. The second dude bodied her. Shout out to him. He shouted me out. He said, you try to pull that off a Skeem? I should slap you too. I was like, yo, he got it. She let 15 seconds go. They still gave it to her. It was set for her to win. Shout out to her though. She cheated. But it's all part of the game. I mean, she had to have a machine behind her or something because they really had her in all these places and doing all this stuff like that. Was people wouldn't know this shit right now until I'm saying this shit right now. But everything I'm saying is actual fact. I lived it. So yeah, cause like I said, once again, you can't put me in front of BET, 74 million viewers, and then I put all that work in, and then y'all do that. I'ma wanna know why. No prizes. When I was on there, like after me, I would say Terrence and Roxy, they was giving prizes. I seen prizes, I seen money. I was like, wow, like giving her money prizes now. I seen a whole bunch of shit after I was on. But this is after now social media. It was Facebook, it was Twitter, it was this, it was now Instagram, and all this shit now. When I was on that shit, it wasn't none of that shit. So now after all this shit, it was certain things that changed. And so now it's prizes now and all types of shit. But for me, it was exposure, and I'm still grateful for that. And that was still a wonderful experience. Shout out to BT. So I remember a lot of guest artists that pulled up. I remember Faith pulled up when I was there. I remember Paula Patton pulling up when I was there. I remember the Ying Yang Twins premiered. Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. To be honest, I remember when they did that. Faith brought if I had to do it all again, I remember when she premiered that there. I remember a lot of shit from there. I remember Ray J was the host sometimes. I remember there's mad experiences and shit. I remember Free held me down. I remember my second week. After my second, okay, so I didn't know the first week that I was gonna be on my first week because they said, "Oh, we gonna use you, but not this week." Then the day before they told me the same thing. Then the day of they said, "Yo, we need you here in an hour." I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I gotta figure this out. I found my way there and I wound up winning. The second week, the schedule changed. They were shooting a day earlier. Nobody told me nothing. So I'm in Brooklyn getting the cut. They like, "Yo, nobody told you the schedule?" I'm like, "No. If you don't get here now, we're gonna forfeit your title." I'm like, "How y'all gonna do that to me if nobody told me nothing? Y'all doing this a day before?" Nobody told me nothing. Then I had management at the time, but they were so caught up in other shit. They wasn't worried about me, crazy shit. Boom. After that, third week, what happened? My manager sent somebody on a run for murder with me and a fake pimp that had no hoes. I won. The pimp had no hoes, and that nigga that was ran for murder, that nigga left. I don't even remember homie name. Boom, fourth week, my manager finally does come, but he has a boxer that needs to go get weighed, so he got to drop him off. I go to BET. I'm like, "What are you talking about? You got to drop somebody off before we go. You going that? That's a possibility of me being late." We get there late. They talking about forfeiting my title again, and then it just so happened that 2 weeks before that, someone he knew said he could get me off, and then my fourth week, the person that said he could get me off showed up. And I'm like, "What he doing here?" "Oh, he just came to talk." "Talk about what?" He talked about something. He left. "Yo, where he at?" "Oh, he left." This whole shit fishy. I look, there's mad girls in the crowd, more than usual. So they got the girl finally now. The one they said that they brought back from Spring Bling. So now it's a girl. There's more girls in the crowd. My manager talking about the one that said he could get me off just left. And then boom, I lose. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? All right, so if you want to be technical, I was a fan of battle rap. At that point, I thought kind of doing 106 in Park was kind of, cheesy. Then I felt like a lot of the artists that really, freestyle and won and went on and went in the Hall of Fame, I felt that a lot of them, where did they go? There's not too many successful ones, except for maybe my homie Jen, that's my homie, Jen. I did see Poster Boy with, New Edition in a video before. So certain artists, but you never really see them like. So I kind of felt like maybe it wasn't for me because I would have been caught up in that. So I kind of maybe thought maybe it wasn't for me too. So favorite battle rappers. All right, so we're gonna have to. All right, so I'm from Harlem, so we're gonna have to keep it Harlem real quick. T-Rex, Murder Moot, Loaded Lux. I like what Tay-Rock doing. Hollow the Dawn is nice. There's a few others. K-Shine, fire. It's a lot of dope talent out there as far as battle rap. Okay, so I was outside battle rapping before Smack DVD. Before the Smack DVDs, I was outside battle. So then I did that for years, but then I got into writing songs. Then I kind of fell back from battle rap for a minute. Then when the 106 in Park opportunity came about, I took that year because I was used to doing it. But then after that, after being cheated on TV, I felt like, all right, it's time to fall back from this again, because it took me a while to, with all that shit being said, it took me a while to even figure out, all right, how I'm gonna put myself back out there to the world after that happening. Like, so I wound up, was like, nah, let's drop a mixtape. It's time to talk about all this shit. And so then I was starting a series of my own mixtapes. So I was printing up, I was going to the studio, printing up my own tapes, selling my own tapes, going to mixtape spots, selling my tapes. I was outside performing. I was on 125th Street selling my CDs. Like, so there's a lot of shit. People know me for different shit. Let's take it a little bit back before that to understand the Ruff Ryders story. I always knew since, all right, so my father does R&B. So I was pretty much around music my whole life. I was pretty much born in the studio. So as a kid, being in my father's living room studio, one of his producer friends, somebody who has something to do with Rob Bass's X Takes Two, we sitting there, music is playing, videos is playing, Crisscross comes on, Jump. And I asked him, I was like, what's that? He like, that's rap, that's hip hop. You should do what they doing. And I said, I am. From that point on right there, I knew I wanted to rap. That point, it was nothing else I really wanted to do but rap, make music, be an entertainer, whatever. But I wanted to rap first. So I started like writing there, but I never took it seriously up until when I got in high school. I was pretty much in high school by all the record labels. Like, all the record labels was around me. So now, somehow, some way, I became an intern at Loud Records. And so one of my assignments was one day being an intern at Loud, we had to promote Eminem for the Slim Shady album. So we had to promote him at Virgin Records. So I was doing like street team work or like internship work at Loud Records. My last day at Loud, they like Ruff Ryders my last day at Loud was because the woman I was working for, I think her name was Kiwi, she was leaving. So we was like, Kiwi leaving, we not working here no more. Then that same day, they like, Ruff Ryders is gonna be at HMV. Now I knew something about Ruff Ryders because DMX had been out at the time already, and he was repping Ruff Ryders, but nobody really knew who Ruff Ryders was. So it was like, let's go check out who Ruff Ryders is. So we get there, we see the Ruff Ryder art everywhere, posters, motorcycles, dog harnesses, bandanas. Then we see the locks. Then we all confused. We like, ain't they Bad Boy? They Ruff Ryders, they Bad Boy Ruff Ryders? We like, I don't care what the fuck they is. They my favorite group. They Bad Boy Ruff Ryders. It is what it is. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Ruff Ryders is taking over the world. If they took the locks too, I'm like, this shit is crazy. They looking like they take over the world. There's dogs, the motorcycles, the band. I'm like, whatever this movement is, I want to be a part of this. Boom. Next person I see was Eve. And she's a married woman, so I'm going to be respectful. But at the time, she was a very attractive woman. And I was younger. And she still is. Yeah, let me take that back. Let me rephrase that. She's a very attractive woman. Let me retract that. She's a very attractive woman. And what I want to say is that I remember giving her a hug and I didn't even want to get off her, and then usually I didn't really like women with short hair. Like, I love women with long hair, but it was something about Eve. It was like, damn. But I was young, way younger than her, but I ain't care about none of that shit. But boom. Anyways, next thing after that, Drag On come out. Somebody said that's Drag On. But Down Bottom ain't even come out yet. Do y'all niggas? But that ain't even come out yet. So I remember saying to somebody, I was like, I rap. They say, yo, go rap for him. I'm like, who's that? They like, that's Drag On. So I walked up to Drag On. Yo, they told me to rap for you. So he went in the truck. And so in the truck, he had some dudes that was in the back listening to the Ruff Ryder album. So he went to turn the music down. He turns the music down. All I remember is a hand coming from the back. They turned the music back up. Fuck that little nigga. He like, don't do that. Nah, let me hear something. he went like this. So he went like this. Now I'm looking like I'm telling him a secret, but I'm actually rapping. When I finish rapping, he like, yo, you nice. Come to 53rd between 8 and 9. Looking like, and I'm not trying to mock him. He really stuttered. He had a stuttering part. He said it in the song. Drag on, speak with a stutter, but I rhyme with it. So like a dead snitch, it's hard to tell. But at that time, like I said, I didn't even know who Drag On was. So boom, Drag On was like, yo, come to the Ruff Ryders office. I started going to the Ruff Ryders office. That made me want to learn the business even more, and I built a relationship with different people in different departments, which like the graphic was Sleep, management was Swiss Father TD, the visual was like Saeedine. So like the deans that ran Ruff Ryders, the family, they like, the best way to explain, they like the Wayans. It was like they're big family, and everybody was taking care of different departments to run Ruff Ryders. And I was just learning from being around them. All right, so what came up being that was, well, first off, I want to say rest in peace to Tiny Tip, my first manager. He's the first one that took a liking to me, and
Tito?
his name is Tip, and they called him Tip, and they called him Tiny. He's in the video for what's that? We right here, we're not going anywhere. He's in that video. He's in a couple videos, but I remember him being in that video. But pretty much he took a, cause you know, like I said, I was in all the offices, so I met him, and then he took a liking to the way I rap at 14, 15, to the point where I was like, well, if you like the way I rap, then you my manager. And he agreed to it. He said, all right, cool, I'm your manager. And then he was really serious about being my manager, to the point one day he's like, yo, I'm bringing you to the studio. I'm like, what studio? He like, Sony. I'm like, Sony Studios? I'm like, who's at Sony? He like, Swiss Beats. I'm like, I'm going to a Swiss Beat session. I'm only 14, 15 years old going to a Swiss session. So imagine how I feel wanting to rap, and I'm going to one of the biggest producers in his prime studio session. So I was just like really excited about that. And we got to the studio, and we got there, and he was like, yo, I'm busy. Yo, take care of my artists. I gotta break out. From there, Swiss Father took a liking to me. But wound up, Tiny Tip wound up being incarcerated for a little while. And that slowed things down up until Swiss Father took a liking to me. Swiss Father took a liking to me, led me to meeting Cassidy. Since back then I was ahead of my time. I only got better with time. Getting bread from the grind. The game belonged to me. I said it was mine. Forever I shine. Cause I got the cleverest mind. Am I notorious for having big dreams? I did BT, trying to take it to the brick screen. From Harlem to Hollywood. But is he good? Ain't gotta ask, is he nice? He really could. Make classic hits. I mastered this. New flows, do toes, do shows, take massive trips. From these raps I spit, that's immaculate. I'ma drop albums that y'all just have to get. I went through a little family feud. They still expect me to get a Grammy or two, cause they see my progression. Now the game's in my possession. Yeah, I own it like Mac Wow. Since I was young, they said I was a bad child. I laugh now, cause I'm getting stacks now. Racks on racks on racks on racks now. Bars hit hard like Pacquiao, Mayweather. I stay better, I make cheddar. I'm late never, early with them bars. You weak, too sweet, you girly with the bars. Good money, fame lead the movement. Now they finally understand what we doing. They ain't want to see Skeem do his thing. Now I'm royalty, the king of this thing. First I couldn't get a thing from this thing. Now I got pull like strings in this thing. Guitar, knew I would get far. Deadly flow, sick bars. Got them so pissed off. I'ma dismiss y'all. Got them in all cause I ball like Chris Paul. This my gift to y'all like Christmas. Y'all claim you a hustler. You can't even get a nick off. I make classic rhymes and mastermind like Rick Ross. If you don't find yourself, you can get lost. About to shit on these niggas cause I'm pissed off. At the Jada, I'm the best with the slick talk. Commit crimes, but I ain't trying to get caught. It'll hurt you to know I'm in your bitch thoughts. I was a broke nigga with rich thoughts like Funk Flex. Now I'm running with some big dogs. Rest in peace to the greats, I miss y'all. Hip hop suffered a big loss. I wrote hits and smoked piff at the same time, and arguably ain't hard to see the game. Alright, so you could tell at some point I was like heavily influenced by Larceny family. Shout out to Shiz. Shout out to Cal Akbar. Shout out to Lucky. Shout out to Pretty Fly. Free AR ad and free the guys. Shout out to Vanna. I remember shout out to Dice. Shout out to the whole Larceny family. But pretty much, I met Cassidy, Shiz, and Akbar through Swiss Pops. He had brought them around because they was on volume 2. So he brought them around, and when they would battle, I would be like the 4th person to battle whoever was around. So that's what Cass took a liking to me because I was outside battling too, and you know I was really outside with the bar. So he appreciated it up to the point where, you know, we was cool for years up until we stopped being cool a little bit after the drink in my 2-step. You know, we had to part ways because we had some differences, and it ended with him saying he wanted to battle me. I spit 100 bars on him. He didn't rap back. He swung at me, and it led to a quick scuffle. From that scuffle in 2009, we stopped talking. We tried to mend it out. It didn't work. It didn't work out. From then, this nigga's watched my page, took ideas, and threw subs at me for years. And I've been leaving it alone, working on my music. And I'm still working on music. I don't let none of that shit stop me. None of that shit bother me. I still keep it going. So, and then where I'm at with it though, pretty much with it, if it's about money or if we're gonna battle, let's do it. Or shut the fuck up and stop taking my shit, bro. That's all. I wanna say, rest in peace to Black Rob. A good friend of mine. I wanna say how I met him. I met him because, okay, so once again, I was on 105th and First, between First and FDR on the east side, East River Projects, between East River and Wilson. And there was these dudes having a cipher. So they was having a cipher, and then one of Black Rob's friends was a mutual friend of my family. He didn't know I rap. Shout out to, well, rest in peace, Ming the Merciless. I told him, yo, I rap. He was like, well, come over here and rap. So naturally, I started rapping, spazzing. So now a couple of the rappers, they all trying to come at me now. And then I just shut them all down. And little did I know, the whole time I'm doing this, the music is coming from the car behind me. But I'm so caught up in what I'm doing, I'm not paying attention to where the beat coming from. I'm just rapping to the beat, going crazy. But then all of a sudden, hey, this little nigga's whoa. So in my mind, I already processed, wow, he sound like Black Rob. Before I even turned around, I'm like, that sound like Black Rob. I turned around and it was Black Rob. And so he like, yo, nice, boom. Sped off. I thought that was gonna be it. So like, a few weeks later, I was back in the same neighborhood over there. And then I literally had people running up to me like, yo, Black Rob is looking for you. So I was like, he looking for me? Like, what are you looking for me for? Like, now he looking. He was like, nah, he said you nice. And it gotta be you. He like, you some short, Spanish, light-skinned looking nigga that can rap. That you short, Spanish, that's you. He looking for you. That was the description he gave him, some short, Spanish looking, nice nigga that can rap. And so niggas put it together and they was like, oh, that's Skeem. And so they was coming to me like, yo, he gotta be looking for you. It's you he looking for. And then one day I bumped into him again. He was like, yo, I was looking for you. I was like, word? He was like, yeah, take my number, call me Sunday. Call him Sunday. He like, yo, call me Thursday. And at that point, I'm like, I ain't gonna do too much of this. Keep calling him. Keep calling him. He gonna tell me to call him back. All right, boom, I called him Sunday. He told me to call him Thursday. I called him Thursday. He like, yo, you gonna meet me down at Justin's, the restaurant. This one Puff had the restaurant. So I met him at the restaurant. Then he was like, yo, go outside, smoke, boom. Came back in, got some drinks. Next thing I know, a lawyer come to me with a contract talking about, we want to give you a contract to Alumni Records. But the contract really wasn't something that suited me or what I was trying to do musically. So I didn't want to take that route. So I didn't sign with him. But me and him was cool. And up until later on, he had a stroke. And I remember those. And then he had a show in Detroit, and I remember him and Beanie Siegel. I had went out there. That was probably one of the last times I seen him. He did a show in Detroit. They have a whole documentary too that was on Tubi and all that. And he talks about going to Detroit with Beanie and all that. I was out there too. And yeah, so that was like one of the last times I seen him. Besides that, I had also did a tribute, like a song that was kind of like a tribute to him. I actually did like a drill version of Whoa. And he heard it. When he heard it, he liked it. He liked it. I was trying to get the, the financial backing up to put the video out, but he unfortunately got sick before we did it. And then, all the outcome. But, once again, rest in peace to Black Rock. Well, basically, I came in from the 80s. So I came in pretty much right before, right pre-crack era. So, yeah, I was a kid through that, and pretty much my pops, okay, so like I said, my pops did music. My mom was an actress, but they wound up splitting. When they split, I wound up staying with my grandmother. That's when I moved to Harlem. So I went from downtown Manhattan, or Spanish Harlem, because I was staying on Spanish Harlem first. So I went from Spanish Harlem to the west side of Harlem. So that's why when people like, yo, where you from in Harlem? I rep both sides of Harlem. I rep east side and west side because I grew up on both sides of Harlem. So with that being said, I had family on both sides. And yeah, it was pretty much cool. I pretty much stayed out the way though. I never joined the game. That's one. Two, I was focused on music and getting money, or the bad girls, the baddies. That's what they call the baddies now, you know what I'm saying? They say battle rappers can't make music. I'ma change that whole narrative. Wait till y'all hear my music. Pretty much first quarter's coming, it's gonna be streaming on all platforms. I got a lot of material, so I have so much material that it's kind of hard for the label to like pick one right now. They like, you got that one, but you got this one, but you got that one, but you got this one, but you got that one. And they like, damn, which one we gonna go with? That one or this one or that one or this one or that one or this one or that? Like at first, probably like a couple years ago, because I chose to like scrap all my music. Like, all right, cool. The music that I dropped as the mixtapes that I went on these mixtapes, I consider that like my old music. All this new music that I'm getting ready to release on all platforms that I have yet to release. At one point I was like, all right, I got this one song that's an undeniable hit. So for a while I was like, yeah, running around with that. So they like, yo, could you do it again? I did it again. Then I did it again. Then I did it again. Then I did it 20 times. But I ain't released nothing yet. So I got about like 20 songs that's great potential to be hit records. Like I want to say something like Pharrell said. He said house music that could buy you houses, that kind of music. But right now, to be completely honest, I'm right now currently a free agent. But I do want to say right now, shout out to IMG Nation Records, shout out to Master Bullock, shout out to Star Rock, shout out to GQ. They've been, really instrumental, and they've been really supportive. I've been recording in the studio lately. I have a lot of new great music that I've been recording with them, and y'all gonna see something real soon. Shout out to IMG Nation Records, Good Money Family. Shout out to Ruff Ryders. That's always family. I want to say shout out to POSSETV. We here. Basically, I plan on starting my own. I'm in a beginning process of starting my own company. I want to start my own entertainment company, Good Money Family Entertainment. And I have a few artists that I'm working with. Erica Kane is one of them. She's dope, lyricist, great artist. performance amazing. She's doing her thing. She's very she's viral. She's on internet every day, day in, day out. She's an actress too. She's moving, she's working. You'll probably see her soon. She's gonna be doing an interview soon. But yeah, she just joined Good Money Family. I have a cousin Dirty that's down south, South Carolina. He's talented artist. Be on the lookout for him. And it's I only want to. Then I'm gonna shout out one more person. Shout out to AB About Business, Eastside Harlem 101st. Gritty, gutter, but versatile. Be on the lookout for him too. About Business. So let's just start with those. But it's a lot of talent around me, and they all gonna get their time. But basically, I wanted to start my company because whereas I felt like those that was the closest to me made it kind of harder for me, and I wanted to be able to make it easier for other artists, to succeed. That's pretty much. I want to say one. Well, it's a few lessons. I want to say one of the biggest lessons. This is what Dragon told me. Stay consistent, and I must have really listened to that because I never stopped. I've never stopped, and that's what got me to this point. So stay consistent, put in that hard work. Watch the company you keep. Be humble. Be confident in your music, but don't burn bridges. You want to build relationships, with people. You want to network. You want to work. The more network is your net worth. You know what I'm saying? Your network is your net worth. So you want to, you want to connect and try to build as much, business for yourself. So just put the work in, stay consistent, and just love what you do. Keep it going, and one day you should most likely succeed. Well, I have to say, trust is a part of loyalty, right? Trust is a part of loyalty, but without respect, there's nothing. That's the best way to say it. Without respect, there's nothing.
But is there a particular one?
Oh, you want me to pick one?
Pick one.
I gotta pick one.
Pick one.
Man, I mean, respect. Then if I'm picking one, I'm picking respect. Because without respect, there's nothing. Without respect, are you getting loyalty? Without respect, could you trust? Capella Gray got some shit. Mo Dub. I like what J1 is doing. I like what Cash Cobain is doing. A Boogie stayed with some fire. Shit. I like with this whole little Kendrick run, that whole Kendrick Drake shit going on. It's a lot, like a lot of shit going on. I always love anything the Locks do, Jada, Styles, Kiss. Yeah, it's some talent out here though. Mo Dub, I think I said that. I say Mo Dub. Who else? It's Grav still, my nigga Grav from Queens. He's still doing his thing. It's a lot. Dragon still doing his thing. Shit. Shout out to T-Rex. Shout out to Myrtle Mook and them. Great music. Skillfully killing everything, evolving, musically coming. Good Money Entertainment. IMG Nation Records. We got Erica Kane coming. We got, like I said, we got Dirty coming from down south. We got my homie AB from Harlem. We got a lot of great music. Plus, I'm about to drop Skillfully Killing Everything in musically. And so it's a lot. Besides the music part of things, as far as my entertainment company, I plan on, like I said, starting the company. I want to work on a documentary. I want my whole story. You know what I mean? I want to start it with a documentary, and then from the documentary, I want to branch it out into a few different biopics, and I have like 3 ideas for biopics. And then also, I'm contemplating right now. I'm thinking about starting a reality show. It was all a Skeem, the reality show. Like I said, once again, shout out to IMG Nation Records. Shout out to Ruff Ryders. Shout out to a great friend of mine, Anais, but we gonna get to that later. Shout out to Shit, shout out to, like I said, T-Rex, Murder Mook. Shout out to FSB. Shout out to, damn, I wish I could go through my phone. There's so many people want to shout out. King Swift. Shout out to Soul Entertainment. I want to say rest in peace, Deborah Cooper, good friend of mine that passed away yesterday. Yeah, that was kind of crazy, but yeah. So I want to, damn, there's so much on my mind. Hey, it was really good at Skeem, skillfully killing everything evolving musically, and you watching Posse TV.